woman. Her name is Renate, very German, Renate von Cologne. And she was like specialized in hypnotherapy and like past life regression. And so she did the past life regression with me. And I'm like, okay, I have like no expectations. And I don't know, just be open to whatever. And so we did a past life regression, and suddenly I'm this woman in the 1800s. Like, my name is Catherine. I'm from like Ireland, and I see my own death. I don't want to go too much into it, but basically I see like a scene of my death.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I woke up, I'm like, oh my gosh, when I was a little girl, I had a dream about it. My whole childhood, I had this one dream and I never could figure it out. And I saw it in my past life regression. This was my actual death as this Catherine person, from Ireland. And this experience really lead me to like, I started going more into past life. What are past life? I started like teaching myself how through meditation, connecting with maybe like past life and my own soul and stuff, and like how to hypnotize myself in meditation, and open the gates and stuff. So this was really like a turning point, and this was like a process of awakening for me.
Hello and welcome to the AM Diaries podcast, where we take an unfiltered journey into the lives of those waking up to the I am presence within. My name is Jennifer Westcott. I am your host. And today I have the great, wonderful pleasure of introducing Wiebke Tasch. Wiebke is Berlin-born publishing strategist and founder and CEO of the US-based publishing company Digital-Authors. With a master's background from Bauhaus University, she approaches book publishing as a functional system where clarity, structure, strategic positioning, and high-quality design work together. She helps nonfiction experts turn their ideas into professionally published, market-ready books built for long-term impact. Welcome, Wiebke.
Thank you so much, Jennifer. I love being here. Thanks for having me.
Oh, my pleasure. I'm so happy we're making this happen today. And I would love to add that I just published my very first book, February 3rd, 2026. And I could not have done it without Wiebke. Oh my God. And like everything in this introduction is so reminding me of like that whole process I went through, like birthing a baby and all the pains. And Wiebke came into my life at the perfect time to alleviate and take away all of those pains. And not only that, but really came in with a beautiful not just she did the layout and formatting. She and her partner helped me with that. And then coming in with all this amazing information about publishing on Amazon, publishing outside of Amazon, what the algorithm is, what you need to know that most people just have no clue. And in terms of marketing, when to put it out there, how to put it out there, I was ready to just throw my book on Amazon like 10 days before Christmas, which would have just killed me. Thank God for Wiebke. And not only that, but she brought astrology into it to determine the best day personally for me to release and launch my book. And I am so grateful. Thank you, Wiebke.
My absolute pleasure. Yeah, this was a good journey, but I understand like people, and I have it with almost every author I work with. Everybody wanna like get it done now, publish now, and just don't tell anybody, just publish and then see what happened. And this is
Oh,
usually, and it's so funny because I just started with a client who did this, and she published in October, and she said she has like zero sales, no traffic. And then I checked the book, and yeah, it was like no strategy, no, okay, let's like maybe tell other people as well. And I think this is so interesting because usually women do this. Like, I wrote a book, I published, I tell nobody, and let's just see what happened. But it's like, it's a part of the publishing journey, to market, tell people about it, use a good day for publishing it. Um, and try to bring like traffic to your book, because otherwise it just goes under like 2 million books who get published every year on Amazon. So yeah, this is what I'm doing, and help people to find the right publishing strategy and date and launch strategy and a little bit marketing roadmap, and help with all the designs and stuff. So it's an like you said, it's like birthing something new into the world, and it's an incredible, intense, and transformative journey for sure. Yeah.
yes, it is. And I am so grateful because I could see, I mean, fortunately, I have a beautiful community here. And I reached out to them I was marketing to them, and that's what I had to start with. But if I didn't have that, I could see it. I would just put it out there and see what happens, or see what doesn't happen, more like.
Hmm.
Yeah, because it is you're swimming in an ocean of, millions and millions of books. So, yeah, I am so grateful. And also I'd like to just uh call out Gemma, who connected us. Our mutual friend Gemma got us together at the right time.
Yes.
Thank God. Thank God.
Yeah.
Ah, so this is also, we're talking about our spiritual journeys on this podcast, and how they come together with, how we are fulfilling our purpose and our passions on this beautiful earth. And so the first question I'd like to ask you is what does the I am presence mean to you, VK?
I am present. I think this is an ongoing question I have in my life, since my Saturn return, like when I was 28. Um, and it's really, I kind of like define it new for me, and it's really like living through, not like, for example, things happen to me or for me, but like things happen through me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's kind of like I'm the vessel, and I'm here for my life purpose, and try to just listen, and to trust, and like help my soul guide me through this experience. And so this is how I defined I am present, which is sometimes, you forget your journey, you're fighting it, you control it, And I also feel a lot of people do like vision boards and stuff, which can be helpful. But maybe it's not just, we're not here to like manifest our vision boards. We're more here like to live our like soul purpose and soul path. And it's maybe it's not really what we think we want, like the social media influence of I wanted this particular life, but it's more what my soul really wants, like why am I here, and try to connect and have this connection open and listen, like
Yeah.
listening really to a higher power or to your own soul. This
Yeah.
is for me to be present. Yeah.
Beautiful. And when did this journey for you, like what, like we're all as long as we're born in here, we're on that journey. But there comes a point where we are aware that we're on a spiritual journey. Right, and the eyes are opened at least somewhat, and
Mm-hmm.
we're starting to see things from this higher perspective. When and how did that happen for you?
I mean, this was a really like a process, and it started with my Saturn return when I was 28. So I'm like
Yeah.
39 now. Um, And I think the very first step was I heard this quote, like the Buddhist quote, like from Buddhism, that we choose our parents. And I I played with this quote, and I'm like, okay, if this is really true, why did I choose my parents? And so I shifted my mindset of like, um, this is my only existence here, like and stuff are unfair, or like I don't want to experience this, la la la, to like, okay, if I choose this experience, why would I choose this? Why did I choose my mother? Why did I choose my father? Why did I choose my grandparents? Why did I choose the whole family setup? And then I think this was my first like awakening, and this is when like a process started for me with like um, getting in peace with my own existence. And then from there, understand, oh, maybe this is not my only life. You know what I mean? Um, maybe I really choose it, everything here. And like I'm part of like a bigger soul journey and like a learning. And I remember it was like 20, oh my gosh, yeah, it was 2020, February. I flew from Berlin to Morocco because I had a feeling I should leave Berlin, February 2020. I had this big intuition. I don't want to be here the next few months. Like,
Woo.
yeah. And so I flew to Morocco and I booked like a women empowerment couple of weeks workshop. And this was so amazing. And I think this is really where also my career started and like my self-employment and everything really kicked in for me. And in this workshop, there were so many amazing women, and everybody like offered different tools and skills, and we all worked together. And so this was this one woman, her name is Renate, very German, Renate von Cologne. And she was like specialized in hypnotherapy and like past life regression. And so she did a past life regression with me, and I'm like, okay, I have like no expectations, and I don't know, just be open to whatever. And so we did a past life regression, and suddenly I'm this woman in the 1800s. Like my name is Catherine. I'm from like Ireland, and I seeing my own death. I don't want to go too much into it, but basically I see like a scene of my death.
Mhm.
And then when I woke up, I'm like, oh my gosh, when I was a little girl, I had a dream about it. My whole childhood, I had this one dream and I never could figure it out. And I saw it in my past life regression. This was my actual death as this Catherine person, from Ireland. Um, and this experience really lead me to like, I started going more into past life. What are past life? I started like teaching myself how through meditation, connecting with maybe like past life and my own soul and stuff, and like how to hypnotize myself in meditation, and open the gates and stuff. So this was really like a turning point, and this was like a process of awakening for me. And after like doing COVID, like a year later, 2021, I left Berlin with just like a suitcase and my laptop and went to Costa Rica. And there I lived like in a co-living community with other people, and I met so many people who were like on a spiritual journey. I did like cacao ceremonies, meditation. And it was kind of an onion for me, like this experience. I went deeper and deeper, layer and layer, and understand more and more. And every time I opened the door to like a universal understanding, I'm like, what the fuck? Is this all? Like, wow. Like, and then another door and another layer and another door. And this was kind of like, it took me years, like this awakening process until I came to Mexico. And then what is interesting, when today my family or friends from Europe visiting me, and especially in the beginning, after my awakening, I kind of lost touch a little bit with my life as a German in Germany, as a European. And when like people from my past came back, it took me like a couple of days to go back in this relationship. I don't know, you know what I mean? It's a little bit hard to explain, but I was so kind of like connected with like my soul and my higher purpose and everything. And like people from my past who haven't been through this awakening and still living their life like forever, I kind of I felt I had to like put a head on, you know, to reconnect. And nothing bad about it, but this was just something I noticed. And yeah, beautiful journey. I'm still on it. But this was really my awakening, like step-by-step process over years.
That is amazing. That is amazing about the dream that you kept having as a little girl, and that actually that was a memory,
Mm-hmm.
or yeah, or from another life. That's truly amazing. And yeah, I understand about what you like, the kind of when you get into the identifying more with your soul and less with this personal identity in the physical body. Um it almost feels wobbly, or we surreal in a way. And our relationships with people do change so much. And it's just part of it, right? And so
It is, yeah.
it's just part of it. Yeah. So and that's very interesting because this was around the time that you were also founded Digital Authors. After
Yeah.
you had written books in German in 2018, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And then you started this journey of coaching and helping people and with their books and marketing and strategy. How did all of this going on spiritually play its role in starting Digital Authors and this new journey you're taking?
Yeah. So like that's all came together, I feel. Like because I published a book, my first book, 2018, and then 18 months later, it became a bestseller in Germany, like place 52, and I could quit my day job at the PA agency, and I'm like, okay, fuck it, I'm just like writing now, like I'm not going to work anymore for anybody. Um, and then I was in Morocco, and I already like published, was like a couple of years later, and with this group of women, and all were like coaches and therapists and healers. And so I really connected with them, and they helped me to like coach other people, or like they coached me how to coach basically, to help other people to publish their books. And like in the beginning, I was really like on a spiritual mission, like especially in Costa Rica later, I was like helping people to hear their inner voice, to write down their stories. I almost changed my business name in conscious writing something. I'm glad I didn't. It's more neutral. But I had a lot of clients who really wrote like transformative stories, and I helped them to write it down, structure the book, connect with their own soul journey and soul voice and mission, what they have to say, and create books out of their own experience. And the journey for me was also interesting because I, kind of stumbled upon this journey of like writing and publishing, because like I didn't plan to have a bestseller. It just happened. And then I had like, okay, money every month came in, and I'm like, yeah, okay. How old was I? I think I was like 31. And I'm like, obviously, I'm not like doing a 9 to 5. Like,
Yeah, right.
I'm doing my own thing. But then it's also like after a few years, when I, starting a company and like hiring people, and it was really hard in the beginning. And like, besides all this, I went through like my spiritual awakening. And so it really helped me to trust that this is my journey and to keep going. And I was tired. I also worked through some childhood stuff and like relational stuff with my family, and it's cost a lot of energy. And I'm like, I was so connected with my journey and the trust I have in this journey. And it really helped me, to go, like, stay connected, keep going, don't give up, connect with other people. At the same time, I had the feeling I kind of want to isolate myself and working through my stuff. So, but I always felt this inner urge to keep going and don't give up, which I'm very like so grateful I didn't. And I always listened to, what is my next step. And I never knew like where this journey going to end or where it's going to take me, but I always listened to the next important step. For example, I never knew I'm going to be in Mexico. It just happened as well, Um,
How did that happen?
Oh, this funny story. Like in a co-living community in Costa Rica, there was this one woman I really connected, and she left Costa Rica, and like maybe 8 months before me, and she ended up in San Miguel de Allende. And she had like house sitting gigs in San Miguel de Allende, and Costa Rica became more expensive and expensive, and it really was like hard on my pocket. And I still wasn't established, in my publishing business. And so she sent me a message, said, "Hey, I have 2 bedrooms here where I'm staying in San Miguel de Allende. Do you want to come? And like, you don't have to pay rent, just figure out your next steps." And I'm like, yeah, thank you so much. And then I Googled, where is San Miguel de Allende? Because I never heard about it before. Because I always thought everything north of Mexico City is super dangerous.
Yeah, from the media.
Yeah. And so I stayed 3 months in San Miguel, and then I just wanted to stay 1 month in Guanajuato. Went to Guanajuato, for people who don't know, it's just like an hour from San Miguel de Allende. It's kind of like a student town. And I came here, and within 2 days, I had this click feeling of, okay, I can stay here longer. And like, because it's like very affordable. It reminds me on Europe, like it says like a little bit Italian vibe here. It's very vibrant. Um, and I can just like build up my business, my company. I'm not so much under pressure here like in Costa Rica, because cost of living here is so much lower. And so this was like, again, my journey of just listen to the next step and follow it without questioning it too much. And I'm very happy I did, because
Yeah.
then we met this through our friend Gemma, who I met when I stayed the 3 months in San Miguel when I first came here.
Yes, yes. Oh my goodness, it's amazing. It's fun to look back and see how everything connected and the serendipity and the synchronicity and that all it comes from what you're saying, like listening and trusting, and not living so much from the rational, does this make sense? Because sometimes it doesn't make sense in the rational mind, and when you go with it, that's when you get to see magic happening in your life.
And it also doesn't make sense for maybe your family and your friends,
Yeah.
if
Yeah,
they think she got crazy in a jungle somewhere in Central America,
yeah.
but you're just on your, own journey, and it's important for you to go through it. And also what I learned very early, or like not very early, but in my 20s, and now I'm doing it, it's like never listen to other people. Everybody's on a different journey.
Yes.
Your journey is unique. If you want to write a book, just go for it. I
Yes.
don't know if like people from the US, for example, so rigid about other people's dreams, but Germans for sure. I don't know why, but sometimes they are try to talk you out of your dreams. Maybe it's German culture to like better follow this one path. Be an engineer, or and do what like society needs you to do. And I don't think people mean it like mean or like controlling. It's just like somehow the mindset, and it's a little bit harder, I guess, as a German to follow your dream,
Yeah.
to not
Yeah.
listen to others. And I learned this just like, don't take it personally. Just like let other people have their own opinion and their own path. But like if you have a calling, listen to your calling, because it's your soul knocking on your chest,
Yeah.
wants to like guide you through your path and through your truth. And it's so important that you listen, because if you don't listen to your own soul, you're going to regret it. Like later in life, you're going to regret it. And your soul is like, I think this is the most grief you can experience if you went to like a path which is not meant to be for you. And then the grief afterwards, like when you hear your soul crying, yeah, you
That's
don't want to do this. Yeah.
that's a beautiful, beautiful message. I love that. Um, and so on that note, like who would you say is your ideal client? Who do you love working with?
It's you.
That's funny.
So my ideal client is someone, obviously, like from working perspective, someone who's like easy to work with, which I mostly have, to be fair. And it's it's a partnership, and it's like I love my work because you're getting deeper and deeper with every client you work with, and at the end I'm always friends with everybody. Like we're
Mhm.
always like connected. And my ideal client is also someone who knows what they want, but also open to suggestions,
Mhm.
right? Because it's also important to like meet the market demand on like, understand like not every cover design is appropriate for your target group and stuff. And like be open for our like design guideline and stuff, but also tell us your wishes and your expectations so we can like meet in the middle. Um, and also what I love when people are into astrology, because then we can like check um, when is the best time to publish. And I just want to say this is just a hobby of mine. So I always give like a disclaimer, like I'm not an astrologer for sure. But I just like to check what's happening right now in the sky, and I'm listen to astrology podcast on YouTube, like, you know, the weather forecast. Yeah. And I
Yeah.
love when we can just explore this as well for like book publishing. But I just ask my clients when I know they're like into it. And I would never, you know, ask someone who's not into it and think it's bullshit, which is also okay. I would never say, but we, you know, it's Mercury retrograde. Don't publish now. I just like, okay, yeah,
Yes. Yes.
let's go for it. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, that was for me like one of the most memorable and kind of exciting things. Because we were sitting together at a table, and she said, do you want to give me your birthday? I'll look up your natal chart, and from there we'll pick out the best release and launch date. And I actually had two books, and I wanted to just put them on Amazon at the same time, just slap them up. And that also was a great strategy that Wiebke said. She said, no, you wait for that one. So we picked the date of the first one. We didn't pick it. I mean, it was very, very clear. And to me, it was amazing what came through Wiebke when she looked at my chart, and the things she picked up. And the date came through, both dates came through like very quickly and easily. She saw like where this beautiful window is of opportunity in my chart. And it was a magical day and time. And I feel like because of doing that, it really set me up for success. And like I'm seeing the momentum of everything rolling out from that. And I continue to go back and go, man, that was just so cool. Like it just brought magic to the whole experience, besides the strategy, the great strategy and everything else. And she was helping me with keywords, figuring out the right keywords. And I mean, it just bringing it all together and in such a beautiful way. And I want to mention one more thing, because you work with nonfiction. And can you, that's really important, because my book is nonfiction, a memoir. And I think it's like a good thing to mention for people that are writing nonfiction, and why you have chose that. Yeah, can you speak to
Mhm.
that more?
Yeah. I think nonfiction shows me. um, because like my book, I wrote a book 2018. This was a nonfiction book, which became a bestseller. And through this experience, I kind of understood how to like structure a book and how to write it so transformative for the readers, so they learn something and they transform their life. Also, I'm like mostly reading nonfiction. Like sometimes, you know, when I'm like in vacation and at the pool and there's a nice, like, good book, I'm reading it, but I love knowledge and I love how books can really change people's life. And I feel nonfiction can this too, but I feel nonfiction is more a little bit for escape reality, whereas like, no, did I say nonfiction? Fiction is more
Fiction,
escaping
yes, yes,
reality,
yes,
yeah.
yes. Okay, thank you.
And nonfiction is more creating your own reality, you know. So
Ah,
I'm kind of like, yeah, I kind of more, you know, into nonfiction myself, and for me it's like easier actually also do marketing and help people through their manuscript and everything, because it has kind of like a structure and kind of like a framework which usually works, which I can, just address very quickly. Like a very good nonfiction book, it's kind of a mix out of, I call it warm writing and cold writing. Like cold writing is everything like, conceptual and data, facts, background knowledge, etc. And like warm writing is your own story, your own experience, like anecdotes, something you went through. And like if you bring those together, you can create such an amazing nonfiction book and really like, help people, guide them through what you did with your book. You're telling your story, but you also give people like tools how they can use this knowledge to, connect with people beyond and so on. And like, and this is just a beautiful example of how nonfiction works and why I love nonfiction.
Yeah.
Yeah. We also had like fiction clients in the past, but fiction, it's just harder to like market and really find the right audience, because it's not in nonfiction as well. It's like you stuck somewhere or you have like an issue and you need like guidance to go out of there and go from A to B and transform your own life. So it's the message, it's easier than, fiction where it's like, yeah, there's a dragon and there's this girl and we're like in a wizard school, which is also cool. It's just different audience and different approach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see how, yeah, it might actually be easier because it's so to find the market, because it is very targeted. It's
Mm-hmm.
about this, it's about, and if people are interested in that, they'll like this story. And otherwise it's kind of like, well, then you go into, well, who likes romance and who likes mystery and who likes, and that's yeah. So
Yeah.
well, that's really good because for people who are wanting to share their story and also, uh, discovering their own I am presence and expanding on that and share, because once you start on that journey, it expands into this way that you get more clarity about what you are doing on this earth and what you are wanting to bring to it, and the purpose that you serve. And on one level, that is just being in loving kindness every single day in every interaction. And then on another, there is like, oh, well, this is my personal unique gift, and I want to bring it to the world in this way.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you're wanting to do that and do that through nonfiction, please reach out to Wiebke, because she's got the perfect balance between the left and the right, like bringing it all together. Um, and so well, you have a call to action. You have a great offer on your website. Can you talk about that a little bit, the market analysis that you do for people?
Yeah. So that's the very first step to see if a book has actually potential. It's a little bit what we did. We did like a mini market analysis as well, to position you with your keywords and the sales tags, etc. But we're gonna go a little bit deeper when we do like a market analysis from scratch, from the beginning. So, and usually people come to me, they start writing a book or the manuscript is done, and then I need basically the first 3 chapters and the last one, or just like the book idea. And then I gonna go deep and check the market for them and see if there's demand. Are people willing to buy? Like people searching for it, and also people buying it, because sometimes people searching for stuff but they don't buy it. And is the competition low, which means is there still enough space for a first-time author? For like usually first-time author is like unknown, so there's not a big follower and audience yet. So we need make sure there's enough space for someone like this to come in with their own books. And yeah, and from there I usually, when the author is interested, we usually do like a book outline and see like if the manuscript is like, if it's fitting into the market. Are they really addressing like the right audience? Because sometimes it's also the wrong audience or the market is not there, etc. So one example, I just had like a market analysis in February, and I checked her book and I saw she's a coach. She trains or she helps people if they want to leave their job to start their own business.
Mm-hmm.
And her angle was like digital nomad stuff, like how to become a digital nomad. And she wrote a book, and then she hired me, and we did the market analysis, and we discovered actually, okay, there's no market for digital nomads. There's just nothing,
Wow.
nothing. There's like no search volume. There's no demand. People not buying anything. And I think that the digital nomad lifestyle is just a byproduct of something else. It's not like the main focus what people want to do. It's just like, okay, they're starting their own business, etc., and like ending up having this digital nomad lifestyle. And she was so surprised, and she's like, "What? I'm working in this field for years. I always have clients, but like the data, it doesn't lie." So, and one interesting thing she said like, "Oh, maybe I'm early." And like, yeah, but you can't hope for something develop in the future. We need to like make sure the data is there today and not tomorrow, because maybe it is, maybe it isn't. And so we changed her whole like positioning, and she rewrote the book, which we're still in the process of it, and changed the angle to like starting your own business, leaving the 9 to 5, leaving corporate world, and be your own boss, like coming in your own authority in authorship. So, and this is such an interesting and important step. And this is why I help people with it to understand, is there actually like market demand?
Yes.
Like, are people willing to buy? If not, where is it? How can you position yourself? And at the end of the book, what we also do, because it's nonfiction, we try to convert the readers into your community. And from there, you can convert them into clients or friends or whatever. But it's important to not just, leave the people alone after you wrote this amazing book, but also convert them to join you in your community. So this is what we do with like a free market analysis. I check the market, if there's demand, if it's worth it to write it even, and if not, how and where is the market, and how can we position the author to write a good book who also has like chance of success like in the long run.
Yeah, that's amazing because it's like what I had just heard you say is like you just took something that wasn't working and you could reframed it a little bit so
Mm-hmm.
that it has a chance to be successful and that people are actually looking for it, but maybe from a different perspective,
Mm-hmm.
that they do want what she's offering, but they're not looking at it. They're not typing in what she thinks they're typing in, and like
Yeah.
whole reframe. So yeah, that's very, very cool, very valuable. Yeah. So how can people find you, Wiebke?
Yeah, like, so if you're interested in like in a free market analysis, you can find this on my website. It's like www.digital-authors.com. And I'm mostly active on LinkedIn. So if you want to connect with me on LinkedIn, Wiebke Tasch, like WIEBKE, and Tasch, TASCH.
It'll
Yeah,
be in
would
the
love to
link
connect.
below. Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
thank you so much.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I just
No,
wanted to
that's
say
that's
that.
all. Like my website and LinkedIn, those are the
Okay.
two main connection points. Yeah, and I would love everybody who has a good book idea. is a coach, a therapist, has like an important message to tell, to like connect with me, and we do like a free market analysis and check the market for you and see where is your book potential, how can you position yourself and make sure. And also, if you if you're in a field working with like high paying clients, if you do a book well and you just convert one person, one reader from your book into a client, the investment you have the investment back basically. So it just really needs like one person, and if you do it right, you have also like a long-term asset. Like you have like something there for a long time. A book is not just like a social media post, which pops off and a few seconds later it's gone. A book is there for the long run.
Yeah, yeah. Excellent. I highly recommend Wiebke. And I will put the link to how you can get the market analysis with her on in the links below. So thank you so much, Wiebke. It's been a pleasure to hear more of your story. There were things I didn't know. I learned more about you. And just thank you so much. Do you have any closing words you'd like to offer?
Try to not publish on Mercury retrograde.
Which we're in right now.
Yeah, because so that's interesting. Just like one little anecdote at the end. So I have a client. She's wonderful. She's from Germany, and she wrote a book about like women transform in when they're in menopause. Menopause, yeah.
Yeah.
And she wanted to publish at Women's Day, which was Sunday, March 8th. You know, and it's Mercury retrograde. So it got published on Monday, not on Sunday, because we had like technical issues always with Mercury retrograde. She didn't get an email from me a couple of weeks ago. I forgot to answer her last week, which I never ever did, ever.
Oh, really?
Usually, but this, yeah. And then there was something with the hardcover, with the formatting. And so it's not long delay, it was just like one day. And it also was a Sunday, not a Monday. And it's like in Germany, nothing works on Sunday. And we published her in Europe, obviously, like mainly in Germany. And so this is just a little anecdote of how energy can like also influence your publishing. On the other side, I had a client from Oregon, and she signed up with me doing Mercury retrograde. And we published her last November doing Mercury retrograde. And everything went well. So I also like always notice when people signing up with me and try to like close it doing the same energy.
Okay. Interesting.
So
Because she signed up during Mercury
mhm,
retrograde and then okay. So it
it
was
worked
like
well.
it worked well. That's
Yeah.
interesting.
This was really interesting because I also like predicted, oh no, something goes wrong. I'm bad, something goes wrong, but nothing. And it was a success. Like she already have like I think 7 5-star reviews um
Wonderful.
just like 3 months ago. And yeah, it's you never know.
You never know. That's wonderful. Well, thank you so much, VK. And I'd love to have you back another time and we can continue this conversation.
I would love this too. Thank you so much, Jennifer, for having me.
Thank
It was
you.
wonderful being here.
Thank you so much.